Can you spot a walrus from space? How you can help these animals survive climate change using satellite images.
And why do 1 in 3 children never leave their city for a day in the countryside?
Hi, this is FYI, and we've been investigating the latest news to help us all get our heads around it.
And that includes looking out for fake news. The Prime Minister has been fined for not wearing a seatbelt after police officers saw this social media post of him breaking the law. Is this fake or fact?
And check out this viral video of a cloud formation in the shape of praying hands. A divine message or fake video? We've been investigating and will reveal all later.
On the 27th of January every year is Holocaust Memorial Day, where we are asked to remember the millions that were murdered or treated really badly in conflicts because of their culture, religion, disability or sexuality.
The worst example of that happened during the Second World War. The German Nazi Party, led by Adolf Hitler, murdered 6 million Jewish people who were from countries across Europe in an attempt to wipe out the entire Jewish population. It is known as the Holocaust. The Jewish people had done nothing wrong. They were targeted simply because they were Jewish.
This is Lily. She survived the terrible conditions of a Nazi prison camp for Jews. She is now 98 years old, but that doesn't stop her from hitting social media to tell her story, with help from her great-grandson Dove.
They think it's important that we learn about the Holocaust so it can never happen again.
How nice it would be for the whole world if we would live in peace with each other. I have seen the destruction, I have seen the worst, I have went through hell. Hunger is when you had nothing to eat, days after days after days. You must have been very, very strong, or mentally, or physically, or both, to survive. Everyone who survived is a miracle.
So here's a fact we found. 1 in 3 children who live in cities never go into the countryside. Me personally, I live near the centre of London, so I don't really see the countryside that much.
Yeah, well, like you, I live in the middle of Sheffield, and I'm surrounded by the most beautiful countryside probably in the whole country, but we just never get out there. I mean, the cost of petrol or train tickets could be the reason. Money's tight for a lot of families right now, but it means missing out on fresh air, interacting with animals, and it's an escape from city life.
But how about bringing the countryside to the city? 2 FYI viewers wanted to report on a project that does just that for them.
I'm Grace.
And I'm Theo.
And we're at Ebony Horse Club in Brixton. Ebony Horse Club is a youth club riding centre where young people ride and have opportunities to experience what it's like in the horse industry. Ready for a little sponge?
Ebony Horse Club is a charity where people from a disadvantaged area can have chances that they would never have had before.
I genuinely believe that if it wasn't for this horse riding club, I don't know where I would end up. Living in Brixton is great because there's so much diversity. However, it does present some challenges. For example, the gang culture. It is quite difficult sometimes to be living in an estate that, especially when it's dark, you're kind of scared to go through at home at night. I live literally in the heart of Angel Town, so left, right and centre I'm seeing bad influence.
Brixton can be very dangerous. I've had some friends that have been robbed. A friend of mine, he got his phone stolen and they literally held a knife up to him. So it's nice for people like me to have a safe space.
There's a range of activities that you can do here. For example, jumping, we do a bit of dressage. There's also a volunteering aspect as well, where you can come in, you don't have to ride, but you just help out with other young people, which is something that's very unique about Ebony. This place is my happy place, so as soon as I walk through the gates, whatever's happened outside of the gates, I can just let it go and just enjoy the time that I'm having here.
The horses, I prefer them to people because I feel like they get me. Before I came to Ebony, I wasn't really good socially sometimes with other people. I got bullied a bit. After coming to Ebony, I gained so much confidence in myself. My favourite horse is Joe. The thing about him, like, when I'm riding him, you have to be very gentle with him because he gets a bit scared sometimes.
It helped me develop characteristics and skills that I don't think I would have ended up developing. Patience, self-control. The horses really force that patience into you.
Oh gosh, Rose, babes, you're gonna have to suck it in, yeah? Wait, hold on, I think I it's on number 1. Wait, hold on, I got number 1, yes. Woo!
If you have a story and want to report on FYI, get in touch via our webpage.
Or even better, get your teacher to set up an FYI news club at your school. Members get the chance to report for us. We'll even help you film your own story. You can watch and discuss the latest episodes with free resources every week. Next, how you can help save the walrus, which are under threat from climate change. Warmer temperatures mean the Arctic and Antarctica are in meltdown, putting walrus and other animals that live there at risk.
So the animal conservation charity WWF is asking us to do some detective work and look for walrus from space. You heard me right. All you need to do is download their app like us. If you're under 13, you need your parents' consent to do that. So let's try it out. Okay, so this is the picture here.
Yeah.
And
there's like a little zoom.
Oh yeah, you can probably zoom in. So I'm guessing that if they were walrus, then it would be these. So the app gives you loads of different satellite images from space of vast areas, and you have to identify whether there are walruses there or if there's no walrus or different wildlife. But sometimes it can be really difficult because the walrus might look like rocks or other wildlife, and you have to be careful on if you're identifying them right.
You have to try see how many are here. Like, you have to try count. There could be 10, there could be 1, there could be 0. So you have to try find out.
Yeah, and sometimes they come in like mobs, or sometimes they're just like scattered about, like on beaches along like the shore. But sometimes they do come in like circles
little
together.
clumps.
Yeah. Oh, they're definitely walrus. This picture definitely has some walrus there.
Look over. Yeah, there's no way that's not walrus.
You have to click walrus.
I'm not gonna do all the counting.
I think between about 30 and 40 on this one.
Yeah. So how does counting walrus numbers from space help save them from climate change? We need to do this.
So Hannah from the British Antarctic Survey has come to tell us more. Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Scarlett. Hi, Jiraiya.
So how does counting walrus numbers from space really help anything?
It helps big time because walrus rely on sea ice heavily. They live in the Arctic, and sea ice in the Arctic is melting much faster than anywhere else on the planet. They rely on it. They usually like to go on sea ice to give birth, that's where they come and rest between feeding trips. And so we want to know what this is going to mean for them. Like, are they going to be able to adapt, yes or no? But to see this, we need to get an understanding of numbers, and satellite images over one season can allow us to study their numbers in all of the places where they know they are. And then the other great thing is with satellite, you don't disturb them, because walrus tend to get a bit spooked by boat noises or plane noises.
Well, it's amazing that members of the public can get involved and have a go at counting walrus themselves.
So you're a massive help to the walrus, because it's a lot of data to go through for the few scientists that gets to study them. And by you giving a bit of your time to go through it, you then help the science that is then going to inform the conservation measure to help safeguard their future.
Well, you're doing such amazing work, and it seems like a really great plan. So thank you so much for speaking to us.
You're welcome.
Coming up on FYI, who said no one goes to the cinema anymore? I'll be chatting to the stars of the box office smash hit, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
International players for Wales men's and women's football teams will be paid the same after a campaign for equal pay. But check this. The Football Association of Wales agreed to a 25% pay cut for the men's team so they can raise the same amount for the women's side. Nice one.
Can you believe it? The last adventure in the Shrek universe was more than 10 years ago. Puss in Boots is back. But he discovers that his passion for adventure has burned through 8 of his 9 lives.
The legend will never die!
I dialed up the famous faces behind the characters' voices.
I am Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots is such a strong character. What elements of him do you see in yourself, and what parts of his personality do you wish he had more of?
I don't know if I am so heroic in my personal life as he is. I think I'm a loyal person too, and I think I'm honest too. So there are certain things of Puss that I think I have, but there are other sides of him, you know. I am not so courageous.
Oh, I have got to learn how to do that.
There's a new dynamic, which is the dog who joins this story.
You're Puss in Boots?
You have this new trio. Kitty, when she meets this adorable puppy, she does not trust him. She thinks he's like a con artist or something.
I cannot trust that he's too nice at the beginning.
Trust me.
You gotta trust him. Look at those eyes.
You call that cute?
And with the paws, it's all so cute.
Would you prefer more in voice acting in comparison to film acting?
You are more free. You are not attached to your own body.
Hey, you want to see something cool?
Obviously, we have a lot of issues going on in the world right now. If you had one last wish, what would they be?
I believe that one of the problems we're living today is that people are too busy creating their opinion. If we really connected to the humanity in us, it would be easier to have compassion for others, you know, and be thoughtful about other people's situation. When you only have one life, that's what makes it special.
We don't have 9 lives. We have just one. And we have to appreciate it. And so through the character of this little kitty cat, we can actually see a reflection of ourselves.
Go get him, Tiger.
Hey, take it easy.
So, did you spot the fake news? Well, the Prime Minister has been fined by the police for not wearing a seatbelt in a moving car. The evidence was this social media post that he posted. We find a statement from Rishi Sunak apologising for his mistake.
And this viral video of a cloud formation in the shape of praying hands is fake. While some cloud shapes can trick the mind, the only trick here is digital editing, based on this painting. By the way, Happy Year of the Rabbit. We've just seen in the first day of a new year of the Chinese lunar calendar, which is dedicated to one of 12 animals every year.
Did you know that on the 25th of January every year, people in Scotland celebrate Burns Night? It marks the birthday of a famous Scottish poet, Robert Burns. Zoe, who is an FYI News Club member at her school, wanted to tell us a little bit more about this. So why does Robert Burns get so much attention in Scotland?
Well, he's our national poet, but he wasn't actually famous while he was alive. He was famous after he died. One of the poems or songs that you might know is Auld Lang Syne, as it's known all over the world.
Oh yeah, Auld Lang Syne's the song that everyone sings at midnight on New Year's.
Well, our parents did. So how do you celebrate his birthday?
We celebrate it by having a burnt supper, which we'll be having in school on Friday, where we'll eat haggis, neeps and tatties, have some shortbread and iron brew, some traditional Scottish treats. We'll recite Scottish poems and songs, and then if we have time, we'll have a wee ceilidh to finish off.
Sorry, what is ceilidh?
Ceilidh is Scottish country dancing to traditional Scottish music.
Thank you so much for your info. Hopefully you enjoy your poems, your food. Have a nice day.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Thanks, bye.
Bye. And we finish with the news that Tim Peake, Britain's first European Space Agency astronaut, is to hang up his spacesuit. He's retiring after some amazing adventures in space that made him a hero to many of us.
And did you know he did an exclusive interview on the very first edition of FYI, which was 4.5 years ago, with a very young Braden.
And what better way to celebrate his achievements with a clip from the archives.
How did you feel when you were like, that's where I live down there and I can now see it?
That view that you're looking down there, I mean, when you see the first view of planet Earth, it's mesmerising. And you could spend the whole day just looking out the window and you wouldn't get bored.
Tim is about to give me a little tour
This is the crew quarter. There's a kind of the sleeping bag. You see that we can actually put our arms through.
Through there?
Yeah, so that you can be zipped up in your sleeping bag, but still let your arms float around if you want to.
I could not sleep in here.